Good afternoon from Canada's Wonderland. It is 2 p.m. and that is the reason why I'm not going to be riding many coasters today, and instead we're going to talk about the full costs and expenses of a day at Canada's Wonderland. So let's head inside. The first thing you're going to need to figure out when planning your trip is how am I actually going to get into the park, and trust me, there are so many ways to do this. The first and most common option is a single day ticket, which is going to run you approximately $54.99 if you buy it from the Canada's Wonderland website directly. There's tons of places online like Groupon where you can find them cheaper day to day, but the general price you should bank for is $55 on a single day ticket. If you're going to be coming to the park for multiple days, actually just 2 or more days throughout the entire season, I would recommend getting a season's pass, which is only going to run you $79.99. This includes all admissions from the start of the year when it opens until the end of October. The top tier pass you could get is called a Gold Pass, and that's going to provide you with free admission to Halloween Haunts and Winterfest, which are 2 great events that happen later in the year. I have tons of videos if you want to check out what those are, but pretty much those events cost anywhere from $25 to $45 to attend on their own, so if you're planning to come more than 1 to 2 times or even 1 to each, it's definitely worth it to go ahead and get the Gold Pass. Little trick, if you're someone like me and you really like roller coasters and you're planning to go to a few of the other parks in the Cedar Fair chain that are owned by Wonderland, for around $220 something, you can get what's called a Platinum Pass, which allows you access into Wonderland, of course, as if you had a Gold Pass. All the benefits includes free parking and allows you to go to every single other park in the chain, which is really awesome with those same benefits. So if you're planning to go to either Cedar Point, Kings Island, or anywhere like that, I'd recommend you get a Platinum Pass. Fast lane, fast lane, fast lane, fast lane. This is the most interesting topic because it just fluctuates so much based on the day. Do you need it? Do you not? There is so many different opinions around getting fast passes at amusement parks. Normal fast lane starts at $75, but that really fluctuates. Plus, most people don't want normal fast lane because it excludes the big 3 rides, which are Yukon Striker, Behemoth, and Leviathan. If you don't intend on riding those 3, you might as well go for the lower price fast lane, which starts at $75, but based on the day, that can be more expensive. If you do intend on riding the big 3, you're gonna have to opt for Fast Lane Plus, which starts at $85, but that's never really the case. For example, today's a Thursday, so buying it online would run you 110 Canadian dollars plus tax, but if you were to buy it for this Saturday, it's gonna cost you $125 plus taxes for a single day. I personally think that if you're coming here for 1 day without a season's pass, it is gonna be worth it because without it, you're really not gonna get any rides. If you wanna see my more in-depth fast lane analysis, click the iCard above right now to see a full video on that. We just rode Wild Beast, which still stands to be one of my least favorite roller coasters of all time. But good news is we did only wait 12 minutes in line, so that's really good. It's not bad at all today. But my brother, who waited in the fast lane line, only waited around 4 minutes. People are trying to hit me from all over the place. But the biggest takeaway was that the fast lane line was 3 times faster than the normal line, and that's gonna be a pretty general average for the normal rides that aren't the big 3 or anything that's super popular that day.
How do you think the lines are today at the park?
Pretty good. It's a Thursday. I do recommend coming during the week instead of on weekends because weekends has too many people, long lines. But if you come on a weekday, it's not too bad.
When you're riding any of the big roller coasters at Canada's Wonderland, they usually take your picture at some fun spot throughout the ride. Leviathan has this, Vortex has this, Yukon has this, Behemoth has this, the Fly has this, even Ghoster Coaster has this, so some of the smaller rides also. You can pay for those each individually, but they're around $10 to $12 for an 8x10 print, which is pretty expensive just for a single one, and you might have multiple you want throughout the day. If you're here for a single day and you want all of your pictures on one digital file, it's only gonna cost you $20, and if you want them for the entire season, which is the best deal in my opinion, it's only gonna cost you $40, and you have every single picture, even those ones those guys take at the front and around the park, for the entire year, which is such a great deal. I always do it every year personally. The Celebration Canada Festival is still going on at the park in the Frontier Canada section, and they have a ton of new and exclusive foods that are just here for the festival, really Canadian dishes. I did sample all these food items and all of the rest that will be at all the festivals coming forward. So if you do want to check that out, click the video in the iCard right here where I go over everything new for Wonderland in 2022. My whole life I remember in Kidsville, right beside the Pizza, there was a Tim Hortons right here, which was always a great spot to go grab a drink and cool down, but they actually changed it to a Starbucks. I'm not complaining, I think it's better, but just a point, in Kidsville there's no longer a Tim Hortons, it's now a Starbucks. If you're planning on spending an entire day at the park, you're gonna have to eat at some point. There are a ton of options that range from buying a single meal to an all-season dining plan. There are all the traditional amusement park foods you could ever want: chicken fingers and fries, pizza everywhere, burgers, hot dogs, etc. And an average meal is going to run you around $16 to $21 plus tax. For example, a simple chicken fingers and fries is $17.99 to $18.99 anywhere you're gonna go in the park. This sounds pretty crazy to me, so with how much I visit the park, I opted to buy a all-season dining plan. And this gives me one meal absolutely for free every time I visit the park, spaced 4 hours apart. So I can come to the park at 10 a.m., get my first meal at noon, and then get a second meal at 4 p.m., all completely free. The all-season dining plan will run you $97 plus tax, but if you are just here for a single day, of course you're not going to buy the all-season, and instead what you can buy is a single-day dining plan. That single-day dining plan is going to run you only $45, so a bit under half the price, and what you can actually do is get a full meal every 90 minutes instead of every 4 hours. If you're planning on spending the entire day at the park and you're going to eat a couple of times, it is totally going to work out to be worth it to get a single-day dining plan. Last year I went and I checked out every single food option they have at the park, vegan, kosher, halal, everything, and it's linked in the iCard above.
What's your favorite roller coaster?
Leviathan.
Leviathan and...
It used to be Love.
Have you rode?
The brand new restaurant they are currently building is right here behind me. It's next door to Yukon Striker, and it is coming along absolutely fantastically. They're moving way faster than I thought, and the interior is like really coming along, especially. The exterior is kind of the same as when we were here last time, but they're really pushing towards the inside, which is hopefully looking like we'll get an opening later this season, but fingers crossed, and if not, it'll definitely be open at the start of next year. So I'm super excited to show you guys the 500-person seating area, fire tables overlooking Yukon Striker. It's just gonna be stunning. I'm so excited, and I will keep you guys updated as that moves along. We've now discussed pretty much every expense you could have at Canada's Wonderland besides two more, and those are games and upcharge attractions. I personally don't really do either of these because when I come to the park, everything's paid for by my passes. These are the only things that really aren't included. Games on average will cost anywhere from $3 to $10, and you win prizes, but you know, you don't really play for those, you play for the fun of playing the game. And there are two upcharge attractions in the park, one being Slingshot and the other being the bungee jumping ride at the front of the park called Extreme Skyflyer. Slingshot is $25 per person up to 2 people, and Extreme Skyflyer is $20 per person up to 3 people. They're fun as a one-time experience, but once you do them, they're really not that special after that. Assuming you go with the cheapest options in all of these price categories, your minimum cost to go to Canada's Wonderland for an entire day without a season's pass is going to be $182. You could obviously spend a lot more if you'd like to through upcharge attractions, games, even more food and drinks, desserts, etc. But the cheapest cost is going to be roughly $200 once you add taxes and a couple other miscellaneous fees in there. It is now around 8 p.m. Even though the park is open until 10, we are going to be headed out because we've had a long, hot, and exhausting day at the park. Help you guys gain at least a little bit of knowledge on how much a day at the park is going to run your wallet, and hopefully helps you gain a couple tips along the way. I definitely recommend you guys come on a weekday if you can because the lines were super light, and if you have any other questions regarding Canada's Wonderland, comment down below and watch the playlist here for literally everything you need to know before coming to the park. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.